Oh, I am currently waiting right now for Chad and the installers and somebody to give me access into this building behind me. I'm at the JB White's building downtown. If you've watched a good chunk of my videos, I've diagnosed a bunch of bad compressors on these rooftops, or on this roof. Today we're doing an install, and it was originally a unit that had been out of service. It was dismantled when I first got here. They asked me to put it together to see if it would work. It did not work. There's no charge in the system, and tried to fill it up, put a dye in it, found an evaporator coil leak, I think Chad found an evaporator coil leak, and there was no ETA on getting another coil because it's an older Norodyne system. So what we're gonna do today is just replace it, but we've got to figure out which condenser on the roof goes for it. So when I get roof access and Chad gets here, we're gonna figure that out so the boys can get this done today. Let's go. Yes, sir, we will need that roof access open. I didn't know if any of y'all was here, so I'm gonna try and get the ball rolling on this so they can just come in here and do their job. Appreciate it. There's that one right there. Controls the mail room on the other side of this wall. That's where the return filter goes. And then the thermostat is right up there. So we already replaced this unit that's tucked away in this little corner, but today that's the one the fellas are doing. They don't know I'm spying on them, but look at them. They just standing there doing nothing. Just doing nothing. We got stuff to do. Golly. So, beautiful thing right now. I got the thermostat for that unit calling for cool. So I'm gonna go up on the roof, see if it has 24 volts between Y and C, but the condenser won't be running. If there's no 24 volts at all, because as soon as I walked in the mailroom, the installer started getting the ladders and stuff prepped. So I don't know if they pulled the power to it, but they can't access the thermostat. So if they pull the power, as long as they don't start ripping out the wires, I should be able to do like a continuity test between R and Y if I get the beep and I know that that's the right one. But also I could just say, hey, it doesn't have 24 volts. If you guys pull the disconnect, this is the right one. So time to get to the roof. Dun, 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 dun. One of these two babies right here. I'm gonna assume it's this one because this one's already off. I'm gonna take the panel off. Yeah, because this, all right, so I've already labeled it mailroom, which means this is the front hall. One of these is the bar, and then controlling the back half and some of the little suites on the office floor. So let's go ahead and get this panel off. Just got off the phone with Chad. We used the continuity test just to confirm, touching R and Y together down there at the air handler. Was I getting continuity up here? And I was. So I wrote mailroom, just wanted to double check it, make sure so I didn't have another mess up. Let them in the front lobby by the mailroom so they can come in here or come up here, start getting this one taken apart. There's no refrigerant in it. Whew. There's a guy. Ain't got no big old tall buildings for real, but still a good view. A couple hours later, I'm at a house right now. Our other guy did a preventative maintenance here on August 7th. And the property management is now telling us that something's wrong with the system, so it's got to be something we missed with the preventative maintenance, right? That's what they're saying. So let's see what we got here. Thermostat. Well, that's great. Let's see. That definitely tells me it's not working, right? Filter's clean. I don't know if I can get to the attic from over here. I might have to go through the garage. I think I have to go through the garage. Yep. Bingo. Yes. I gotta put the phone down. Give me a second. Alright, so seeing as how this is a callback, or they're trying to treat it as one, first thing I'm doing to just look at everything. I've got the downstairs thermostat calling for cool, set to 70. I went outside, put my gauges on it. Pan's dry as a bone. Whenever your system is operating and you're trying to check the float switch, be kind of gentle with just trying to rip it up, because if you just pull it, you could end up activating the float and then like tripping the system. But that's dry as well, so we haven't had any backups recently that I can see. There is a crawl space up under this house. The line set and the drain line both go down through a wall chase in the crawl space and out. The unit is like over here. I'm gonna get my probes up in there. I don't really see any hard pipe on the returns, so getting the return air might be slightly difficult. Maybe not, but we're gonna try to get an accurate reading, like from here across the unit, so on. Now I will admit, I see a lot of Y fittings in the ductwork, all the way down, and even right there. Let's see if I can do this gently. Going up over here. So we got that one there. You can see two more Y fittings down this way. So you got the one there, and then another one down there. I mean, I don't like Y fittings. A lot of the houses, somebody in the comments, let me know, are they good? Does it depend on how you're sizing the ductwork? Does it really matter? All the install jobs I had ever done before I was jumped into the service side, if there were Y fittings, we were taking them out. So I was just always under the assumption that Y fittings were just an outdated way of doing stuff. So yeah, but from what Measure Quick is telling me, the only thing truly wrong with this, I'm clearly say that it's really something wrong, but something that Measure Quick is noticing is that it's overcharged just by hair. Other than that, the system is performing fine. So I don't know what happened here. I mean, again, the drains are dry. I should go outside, see if it's draining water out to the condenser. But aside from the Y fittings, I don't see how this wasn't working. I don't know what their maintenance person was talking about, but I mean, what do you expect to happen? I'm not gonna say what do you expect to happen. They're machines, man. You could do a preventative maintenance one day, next week come back bad blower motor, and it could just be like a freak accident. But Alan thoroughly cleaned out that condenser, removed all the pine needles and stuff from inside of it, took some blue to the cleaner. Now it sounds weird, definitely say it sounds weird. Let me walk over there. Can't walk through the fence. This door's kind of close shut. Just sounds a little bit weird. Almost like, yeah, something's out of whack a little bit. I don't know who put this aftermarket fan motor on, decided to cut two and just leave the other two. I mean, he didn't do a half bad job dismantling it and cleaning the coils. And you look at this drain line right here. It is draining. There's not going to be a lot of, there's the drain line upstairs that kind of comes out of the unit, goes straight down to the platform and then stays level, so there isn't a heck of a lot of pitch there for it to, you know, actually flow all the way out. But nothing's jumping out at me. I did see that there is a second return in the house. Maybe that one's got a dirty air filter. But just for a little bit more background, it's a 3.5 ton condenser with a 3.5 ton evaporator coil. I did notice too, and I see a lot of it down here, where it'll be like a really small furnace, like 14-inch cabinet or something like that, and like a fat wide coil. You know, I don't think I've seen maybe one unit down here since I've moved down south. I've seen one system that actually had like a legit sheet metal transition from the furnace to the evap coil, and it's very common up north. Oh, this one is clean too. We're in the master bedroom right now. Primary bedroom, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what could be wrong. It's been running maybe like less than 10 minutes, like maybe 10 minutes. This thing seems fine. I think this is 14-inch flex. Ran the 12, and that backside is a 12 on the return. Doesn't seem like a crap ton of static pressure when I tried to pull the filters out, so I think in that regard the system is fine. But I mean, the only other thing I could assume is a low airflow issue. I don't think we've got a dirty evap coil. The air coming out of the vents feels great. Even with all the Y fittings that are here, I have no idea. And that area by the thermostat is getting chillingly cold. I'm about to call it. I don't know why they call this out here. They need to start sending us like picture proof of it not working, like on the thermostat, because it was reading 75 when I got here, set to 75. I put it down to 70, and within like 10, maybe 15 minutes, it's dropped 5 degrees. Ugh. So I'm gonna pack it up. So this seems like a moderately tight house. Just under 2,000 square feet with this 3.5 ton system on it. On paper, you know, obviously low superheat is an issue. Again, I wasn't like super low, like close to zero or anything, but I was like on the bottom needle of the measure quick parameters. House is fairly shaded. I don't know why the system, or why they're saying the system wasn't working. I see no indication to see or to confirm that. There's a bunch of stuff I could nitpick about. Like, yeah, I could nitpick about the refrigerant, but if we didn't notice, we haven't had to add refrigerant at any point in time on the like past history with this house since this property management has taken it over. We haven't had to add refrigerant here. Just cleaned the system, checked out the electrical components and everything when Alan was here on the 7th. So refrigerant wise, I feel like if I remove some, maybe the system won't cool as well in the house, because it seems like it's cooling very, very well at this time. So I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it and create a problem when there really is no problem already. Would you guys do the same? Let me know in the comments. But other than that, I am just personally glad that Alan didn't miss something that caused this unit to, potentially mess up if it did. So that's what I'm happy for. It means we're getting them trained to notice things that he wouldn't already notice. I might have to get him on the Measure Quick app, because in situations like this, I don't like to use the field piece. I pull out the Measure Quick and just let me just really deep dive into the system. I'm plugging in most of the metrics, and seeing how the system is saying the unit is running. The more the system starts, or not the system, the more Measure Quick starts throwing up like the yellow flags and whatnot, or red flags, that's when I'll start breaking out like the manometer and adding in a bunch of additional measurements just to try to see. On a lot of homeowners' preventative maintenances that haven't been touched in a while, I'll do that as well. But in this situation, mechanically everything seemed to work, so I was just like, well, maybe it's a refrigerant issue. And the only thing I can sit here and say is that it just seems like it's slightly overcharged. So yeah, I got nothing else. That's it, guys. That's it. Today's a fairly easy day. I ripped out an evaporator coil 2 days ago when the wrong coil was given to me by a supply house. So they've got the correct coil in now. I'm not gonna film it, but I'm gonna just go slap that thing in there and get that thing done. It's just a Rheem air handler. So with all that being said, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.